Remember, Mextesol is celebrating 40 years. It's our 40th anniversary. Do you have anything to say about that?
I am the same age as Mextesol.
All right. Thank you, Raj. This is Tom Jones, and I'm just teasing him, okay? Tom, I had the opportunity to attend one of your keynote speeches. Amazing. I loved it.
Thank you.
I truly loved it, okay?
Thank you. It's very kind
so,
of you.
but there was something very interesting. You show a picture, and then you said, okay, whoever finds out my great-grandma in the picture gets a candy. And everybody was looking for the white female in the picture, and everybody was wrong. What about that?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's part of the idea for me about talking about English language as it used to be something that was about England, and it was about colonialism, and it was about imperialism. And it's not now. It's about the language that everybody speaks for business, but they're not talking to English people. They're not talking to American people. They're talking to people, you know? So we're teaching a language, but we're not teaching a culture anymore. Yeah.
And there's something very interesting. I think you have a very unique perspective because your great-grandma was from India, your wife's Turkish, so you're British, and you're in Mexico now. So really, and you go around the world.
Yeah.
Like, which countries do you visit?
I'm really lucky. I get to travel all over the world. I spend a lot of time in South America, I spend a lot of time in North America, I spend a good deal of time in sort of Turkey, places like that, but I've also been to kind of India, China. When I was younger, I was lucky enough to teach in lots of different countries, and that was just great, really fantastic, you know. For me to learn, I don't know if I taught very much, but I learned a lot, you know.
What do you do when you visit all these places?
It depends. I used to work for Trinity College in London, doing teacher training, doing workshops with teachers, and going to conferences, and also doing a lot of the kind of marketing for Trinity College. And I think, you know, now I've just changed my job in the last 2 months, actually, and I've started working for a company called EC, who have language schools in the English-speaking world, and students come to those for university preparation, for English language courses. So what I do with them is a lot of stuff where I go to schools and work with the teachers in those schools or staff in those schools, but I do a lot of kind of general training things, which is quite interesting.
So was it a career change?
Kind of. It was like going back to what I'd done before, because working for Trinity was great and I really enjoyed it and I had a great time.
Super.
Before that, my life was very much about international schools and working in international schools, so going back to that now, I think, which is great, you know?
All right, now I'm sorry, I want to get kind of playful. Yes, so I saw you got here a rubber hammer.
You see, the
what
thing
is this?
Yeah. I know. It's a difficult thing. Basically, it's a symbol, in a sense, of a technique, because often with students now, there's a lot of fashion for, you know, we're not allowed to discipline them, we're not allowed to make them feel bad, we're not allowed to. But actually, they often make teachers feel really, really bad, and we've got nothing to give back to them.
I agree.
And so it's nice to be able to take a rubber hammer into the class, because if you hit somebody with a rubber hammer, can I just, and you know, and it doesn't hurt,
It's actually kind of funny.
It's kind of funny, but they're not going to want you to do it again, you know, and it's nice, and they're never going to complain, you know, because nobody is going to say, my teacher hit me with a rubber hammer. You know? And I think for teachers it's nice because it makes you feel quite relaxed, you know, because you're thinking, this person's annoying me, I'll hit them, you know, and
like
back
interrupting
in the day,
class or something.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right.
But it's more of a theory than actually physically a hammer. It's more about kind of saying, look, the point is that we know when we learn about teaching, when we're trained as teachers, people never say to us, look, actually, nobody wants to be in the class. Nobody wants to be in your class. 94% of people in any class anywhere in the world. Including teachers?
Oh my gosh.
No, not all the time, but it's sometimes the case. And you're thinking, look, actually, nobody wants to be there. We've got to somehow get them to want to be there, get them interested, get something from them, you know. If they're awake at the end of the class, it's a victory. You know, we've won. You know.
I agree. Now, you were telling me about this is like your 5th Mextesol participation.
Yeah.
Do you have an impression about this 40th anniversary?
I think it's amazing. I first came, I think, 5 years ago, and I was just blown away with the quality of presentations, the quality of people. That there was so many people. it was kind of frustrating because I couldn't get into every talk, and a lot of them are full. I think it's interesting because there's a really good array of very well-known, very international speakers, but there's also a brilliant crop of homegrown teachers and speakers from all over Mexico who you've never heard of. And you kind of read in the program and think, well, that looks interesting, and you go in and actually it's fantastic, And I've come back the last 5 years, and frankly, I've found it better and better every year because it just gets bigger every year and it gets wider every year in terms of what's covered, and it's great. Like, I enjoy coming and I enjoy doing the talks that I do, the workshops that I do, but I really love going and seeing other people. It's such a rich opportunity for that.
Thank you very much. Well, I need to say it again. I was in your keynote speech and it was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very kind of you. Thank you. Pleasure.